Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama and today I am bringing you a ZVP. This is going to be on Antiga Shipyard. Is it MLG? No, it is not. It is a ladder map as we do not see the supply depot. Always something to check for. And it looks like this is going to be between our blue Protoss NrSRaNgeD spawning over on the right side, and spawning up in the top left we do have Stephano, the red Zerg. So Stephano, of course, Grandmaster Zerg player, one of the best international. I think he's the best international Zerg right now, at least in the Team Liquid ranks. And he has just announced that he is going to be continuing to play Starcraft. So he just announced that a few days ago. He was kind of saying before that he wanted to go out and start doing job search, things like that, or just kind of like preparing for real life or whatever you want to call that. But instead he's decided, you know what, I'm making good enough money playing StarCraft, so he decided to keep playing StarCraft. So that is awesome for him. I'm going to go ahead and go busy in the meantime. And NrSRaNgeD, he used to be a Brood War player. He was, I believe, 12 or 13 when he actually started playing Brood War. And then a little bit later he decided to switch over to StarCraft 2 after not quite getting the success that he wanted in StarCraft 1 there. So he is now part of NRS, of course, Neurosoft. And I believe he's in their team house actually over in like Romania, something like that. So NrSRaNgeD is going to go ahead and get the scout out on Stephano here. He's going to see that Stephano opens with that 15 gasless pool right there, and then possibly going to try and get down the hatch. But NrSRaNgeD is going to be so cruel and throwing down that pylon so early before he even gets a forge or anything of his own. So now he's just going to simply move over to this third here and just block off this third the best that he can. An interesting little patrol pattern there as well. So we'll have to see if NrSRaNgeD is going to go for a Nexus first or a Forge. I would imagine a Forge, yes, as he did spend the money to get that pylon down right here and stop Stephano from getting his natural up. So with that, of course, Stephano could start making lings fairly shortly here, and if he did not throw that Forge and he went for a Nexus first, he would not be able to wall off completely, and Stephano could rush in with lings. So a smart choice right here to get that Forge first, and then the Nexus. And now he is also blocking his third, which is Stephano is trying to go for it. Does Stephano have lings on the way? Yes, he does. And is he just going to try and run these lings over into the base, or will he use them to focus down this pylon? We'll have to see. It looks like Stephano going to be able to pick off this probe, or at least get it to leave and say, you know what, get out of my base. And the ling's just going to charge right over at his opponent's base, as he knows his opponent does not have a wall and will not have the money to wall, as he's going to need another building right here plus a pylon to fully wall this off. So Stephano may be able to get these lings in here. It's going to be very, very close right now. He does have some money building on the way, so he may just throw down a gateway just for good measure. Yes, he will, and he's going to have the probes right there. The cannon will be able to finish, so a nice hold there by NrSRaNgeD, and he's going to be able to pick off a freeling as well. In the meantime, this probe has come up here to scout this out, and Stephano now going to go ahead and start working away at this pylon in his natural. Needs to get that third base up fairly soon here, or he will start to fall behind unless he goes for some sort of two-base play, as it is just generally standard now to get those three bases up, and Stephano actually one of the first people really there to showcase getting those three bases up, getting the three-base play against that FFE, and just hitting mass roach at around 1230, doing a ton of damage. So now a Cybernex core does go down. He was canceling that gateway. That was simply up for the block. So going to be a tiny bit delayed here, but going to get that Cyber up and just starting to chrono boost out the probes. We'll have to see what exactly he decides to do from here when he takes these gases. That's going to be a huge tell. Stephano has an Overlord back here, so he is going to be moving this over here in about a minute, I'd say, something like that, and scouting these gases to see, is my opponent getting fast double gas? That could indicate fast void rays, something like that, maybe DTs coming out. You can do DTs off of just those 3 gas actually. Or is he going no gas here, in which case it could be a very fast 4-gate, 5-gate, something like that. So a huge drone transfer over here from Stephano. Wow. I actually like that move, and I think I'm going to start copying that in his build. This, of course, will give him just about those 16 drones. Now he does have the 16 drones right there. So I really like that play. And now, of course, he can start saturating this back up. As you do saturate, he will be saturating that. Sorry, never mind. But he will have that natural, and this will be at 16 drones is what I was just trying to say. So we'll have this at 16 drones fairly shortly, and his natural's up now, so he can just continue to drone up, do everything that he wants. And now these lings do see that a stalker has poked out, and what do we see going down? We do see a third gas over here, and Stephano surprisingly has not gone for a scout at all. And there we go. As I say it, he moves his Overlord into position, so he knows exactly what he wants to scout right there. And he sees that gas, so he's going to be expecting something along the lines of maybe a 1 Stargate opener, maybe some sort of Blink Stalker play, something like that. There's a lot of options, of course, with this gas, but it will not be a very early 4-gate play, as usually that comes without getting that gas at all. So still no 4th gas has been taken yet for a player, and Stephano has only taken these 3. Okay, so he's going up to 4 gas as well, so we'll have to see. This, of course, would be more indicative of him getting out roaches, something like that, getting a fast lair, and there we go. We do see a very fast lair. And does he have a roach warren down at all? No, he does not. So just now throwing that down with that Evo chamber, I feel like that is a little bit of risky play, especially since he did scout that gas right there. That could have, if there was a Stargate out, it could have already got a Voider into his base. But I guess he feels pretty confident with his queens. He does have good creep spread around right here, so this queen could come and help out. The queen is natural if necessary, and we do see a +1 about to finish here for our Protest player. We'll have to see if he's going to push out with this at all. Doesn't look like he really has the unit composition. He's trying to take a 3rd behind this. So a very fast 3rd coming out from our Protest player. And has Stephano scouted this at all? No, he has not. So we'll have to see if he does decide to poke up in there at all. Maybe go for some sort of big hit with roaches. I'm not quite sure. He does have this hatch down. He's taking a macro hatch as well. So he is playing for a much heavier army in a little bit here, instead of getting out those 8 30-minute roaches. Which we do see before people start to pump roaches around that 8-minute mark. He's going to wait till 9:30, get a better harvester count, get up to those 60 drones, and now start pumping roaches out. And we'll have to see if he does make any sort of move, as his opponent does not have much at all. There's the blink that that I was kind of guessing before. So he's going to go into a 3-base 7-gate blink stalker here. And does he have +2 on the way as well? Yes, he does. So it looks like he's going for that +2 blink stalker. Timing attacking, it's just going to be a little bit delayed as he did get the 3rd base up. But if you look in the harvester count, the Protoss player has just as many harvesters right there as our Zerg player. When do you ever see that? And he's actually exceeding it. When do you see that in this time in the game? Not too often, but that's what happens when you get that fast 3rd base. So how is Stephano going to deal with this? What push is he going to make? I love the hallucinate right here. Very, very underused spell. And it was actually more used in Brood War, despite in Brood War you could only hallucinate units that you already had. So it's even more useful now, as you can hallucinate any sort of unit. So it looks like Stephano now going to break down these rocks. Looks like he's going to try and push up here, but he will be met with gateways and sentries and stalkers. But is there enough to deal with it by NrSRaNgeD, as he does not have any sort of Robo Bay down or anything like this? He simply has those blink stalkers, and I don't know. This is going to be very, very close right now, so it looks like Stephano now going to start pushing in. He does have the blink stalkers and the sentry, but Stephano's army is much greater. If you look at the army count right there, it is twice the value. And yes, he's going to just start focusing on some gateways right here, possibly focusing down the army. And it looks like he's going to be forced to back out just a tiny bit, possibly push up into this 3rd right here, as he knows his opponent does not have very much at all. Try and take out some gateways if he can. This gateway down here is weak. He's going to focus down that gateway right up there, so no units will be warped out that. And if he can just limit the supply count here for his opponent, that could be huge. He takes down in yet another gateway and starts to just walk roaches straight up into this 3rd base and taking out the 3rd as well, taking out those probes. And now stalkers are just going down left and right. He is just continuing to advance roaches and lings right in here, and there is not much left here for NrSRaNgeD. He does not have any sentries, anything like that. And it looks like Stephano may be able to take this game. He's continuing to push stalkers. He may be able to hold this actually, though, as he now does have that concave. I actually very quickly want to change my sound, lower that a bit. We'll go 34%. Getting right back into this game, Stephano continuing with these roaches. He has killed off so many gateways, killed off the pylons to power those gateways right there. So he is only left on making out of 5 gateways right here. He does have this robotics facility done, but he is not warping an immortal in with it. Instead, he's getting out an observer. In the meantime, Stephano now coming in, trying to take out this 3rd. The unit's just continuing to have to be split here by NrSRaNgeD. How many workers does he have? He is continuing to lose workers, as Stephano has killed 41 workers already. Holy cow. So he's already sniped off 41 of those workers. And now he's continuing once again to move in more lings, more roaches, taking out more gateways, so he cannot continue to supply this army. And it is just looking worse and worse for NrSRaNgeD, as now Stephano is double supply, 165 to 84. These Lings and Roaches are going to continue charging at these Blink Stalkers right here, going to finally back out as he says, you know what, I think I have done enough damage. And he still has a couple of Roaches right here that he may, oh, he's going to pick off this pylon right here so he cannot continue to warp in more units. That is going to be huge. And is he going to be able to pick it off? Yes, he will. So once again, more gateways going unpowered, and NrSRaNgeD simply says, you know what, I suck. GG. So he bows out of this match as he simply is left on one gate to warp in units and is down to 35 probes. So 55 probe kill there for Stephano. That was a huge victory. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get in there, but he was able to push up that ramp, able to attack in multiple places, just walk units past, and really take advantage of the fact that NrSRaNgeD took that fast third and did not have enough units to really hold that off. So he was just stuck with a few Blink Stalkers, some Sentries, and no Immortals, which would have been so key in holding that. If he would have had 2 to 3 Immortals, I think he could have had it. So GG there by Stephano. My name is MrLlama. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Feel free to subscribe to me here at my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrLlamaSC, as that is where I do cast all of these games originally, so you can watch me live cast them if you do. And I hope you guys enjoyed this game.